gentlemen, excuse me, this is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, February 1, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Freedom means the opportunity to be what we never thought we would be. Daniel J. Boorstin. Remember to be in a comfortable position without any outside distractions. Relaxed into your body. Still as a statue, focused on your breath, rising and falling. Relax. Take this moment of your precious life to relax your body right now. Breathe deeply into your heart. Let everything be okay as it is. Be fully relaxed and at ease in this moment. Notice how different you feel. The instant you relax, your heart opens. And the mind automatically stops grasping to overcome its problems. By relaxing, we learn that we can surrender to this life and actually become the solution we were seeking. Every problem in our lives is instantly solved through the divine, all-loving, expansive heart energy within you. It is always available and found through relaxation and surrender. By learning to relax, you learn how to trust life. This practice of a deeper relaxation is how this divine solution will constantly manifest into your life. It is good to know that at the very core of your heart there is always a current of peace and an abundant river of bliss. If you aren't feeling this now, it doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that you haven't yet opened your heart fully to this moment and tamed the wild, chattering, relentless mind completely. The mind, with its ego-driven tendencies, does not want to ride this completely. The mind, it does not want to ride this gentle river of heart-centered bliss. If the ego fell into the river of bliss, it would die. The ego knows this and feels afraid to totally let go, trust, and completely dissolve and merge with bliss. And yes, it most certainly will die. Yet with every death is also a wondrous rebirth. When the mind thinks too much, the ego believes that it's in charge of everything. The ego gets stirred up and thinks it's in control of this universe, no matter what happens or doesn't happen in this life. It starts demanding for things to be different than they are. It forgets to ask with kindness for what it wants and becomes impatient, aggressive, and insensitive. These qualities are how you know that the ego is in the driver's seat, running the show and pretending that it is in charge. The ego does not want to realize that we are all divine beings that are connected to an infinite source of wisdom, vast cosmic intelligence, and universal love. The ego's job is to create the illusion of separation so we can have the experience of unification with Source. The truth is that your divine infinite nature is permanent and already here inside you now. This divinity is always here, always now, and always available no matter what the ego believes or experiences. Once you choose to be the master of your mind, the ego becomes your faithful servant, and you soon discover this natural river of bliss inside your heart. The silence of the mind allows you to discover this sacred stream within. Only with an infinite amount of patience will the mind stop its controlling, repetitious, chaotic patterns. Only with infinite presence will the mind come to a complete stop. And you'll become 100% absorbed in the divine source. The opportunity to experience this is found within every moment. The silence between your every breath contains the doorway, and your heart is the key. Choose to begin the process of mastering your mind by redirecting your focus repetitively toward your heart. The more often you place your attention there, the more love, awareness, and energy flows to and from there. Eventually, this awesome chakra center will open, and you'll experience your true spiritual connection to this infinite river of bliss. This simple practice will bring your life much greater joy, wisdom, and clarity than any major accomplishment you could have in the physical world. You can tame your mind, right? Take about 10 minutes every morning to do this flowering heart visualization. Focus on the essence of your heart. Feel the energy your heart has. Let it be exactly the way it is. Thank your heart for giving you life. Now imagine that your heart has become a beautiful flower. Imagine that its soft, gentle petals are opening to the warm rays of the sun. Receive the warm, healing light rays of the sunshine in your heart. Let the light come pouring in and radiate through your heart and spread into every cell throughout your entire body. Let this divine light energy radiate all around your body, filling the room, city, country, and penetrating every being in this world. Continue to let this energy flow until you feel completely at peace and at home inside yourself. And randomly throughout your day, become this flower. Let the sensations you practiced feeling inside your heart expand throughout your body. Watch closely. Notice the difference that occurs when your whole body becomes soft, receptive, and flower-like. Rest completely in the true essence of your heart as frequently and often as you can. When you are able to do this randomly at least 15 minutes a day for the next week, you'll see a tremendous change occurring. Soon your mind will quiet, and you will naturally notice the bodily sensations of peace everywhere you go. Know that by embodying your heart chakra, you are bringing your life into a deep and divine connection with everyone and everything. You know, a lot of us are focused on things that are minuscule and pretty much insignificant, but yet we focus our attention on them, quite a bit so, in some cases. And really the only thing that currently matters on this planet is that we learn to love ourselves deeply and eternally, and everything else and everyone else. That's it right there. And that brings in unity amongst the people of planet Earth. We all know that when you're watching, right, and you see things that have become more clear to you, and you'll experience a feeling within your heart on how silly so much of it is and how insignificant it truly is. We choose to focus on whatever it is that we put our attention on. We know that our attention, wherever our attention goes, energy flows. But see, we've got so many of us on this planet that are entrenched, if you will, into a belief mechanism that is completely false. A mirage. You ever seen a mirage? You know, it's where the heat is rising off of the ground, and like if you're in the desert and you start getting foggy because of dehydration, you'll see what? It looks like an oasis with water, and it looks just absolutely phenomenal. It's a delusional imaging that the mind creates because of desperation, because the body is leaving. And hang on to the body, the mind creates this mirage, illusion. And it motivates us to do whatever we can to get to it. And when we get to it, it disappears. Most of this life, when we're on the surface, when many are bicameral, are living in a mirage. But to them, it is real. On the other hand, those of us who have decided to become aware, to turn within ourselves, to discover who and what we are, to actually move into peace, a state of peace, and then the ego mind moves in to peace. And we master thought. And we ascend. We ascend into a much higher vibrational frequency. You picture yourself amongst a bunch of people, right? Beings. And you have ascended. But they don't see you. You're there, but you're not there. And all these beings, you're watching them, and they're configuring, reconfiguring, seeking outside themselves, rationalizing and seeking more. Ego mind playing an important role. Well, I believe this, and this is the way this is being, and this, and so on and so forth. Well, I believe this, and this is being, this is this, so on and so forth. You have ascended, which means that now you're in heart-mindedness, you have mastered the ego mind, you have mastered your thoughts. What does that mean? Well, it means that your ego mind has found peace. It may be still there, but it's under your guidance. And eventually, it vanishes. And you are able to identify your thoughts. Okay? So, you know exactly every time when you send a thought out. You know exactly what it's about. You know what its purpose is. There are thoughts that you will have that you will say, nope, I cancel that. And the thought will diminish. Remember, these are just thoughts. They don't become anything until we give them power to become something that we usually experience in most cases. And we ascend because we're no longer material, physical, drawn. We're still material, physical, but now we know that we're wild and free. We can do anything we choose. We can manifest anything instantaneously. We can create our lives exactly the way we want them to be. We can create our futures while being in the now. And we can reshape our destinies. This is all in our hands. It isn't in anything else's hands. Yeah, we have kind of a esprit de corps. We have a structure. One of the main, if you want to call it spiritual law throughout existence and beyond, is do no harm. Which that is a universal comprehension. Do no harm to all things. Do no harm to yourself. Do no harm to all life. Because it is sacred. And how do you believe after that ascension we will be? Knowingly aware. We'll be at total peace all the time. The ego mind will have been mastered and is fading away. Your thoughts are mastered by you. You know exactly what you're going to put out there. You mix it up. You want to have experience. You don't care to have every single thing. You know exactly how things are going to end up, how they're going to turn out. Excuse me. Because we do like spice. And I'm not talking about, tremendously upheavaling things, but we like to shake things up on occasion. Most of us don't realize that, but we do. And it makes a lot of sense. Because you can really view what it would be like if we knew everything all the time. We knew every microsecond, every subatomic particle. We knew it all. And see, if that was the case, we would move out of body and beyond thought. And see, as we've ascended, which means you're in a higher frequency, which means you're in fifth density, and it's a different, it's like you hear a real low tone, right? And then you hear a real high angelic tone. It's the kind of difference between third dimension and fifth dimension. It's not like, I believe a lot of people on this planet have been convinced that something is going to happen that's going to move them into fifth density. They aren't going to have to lift a finger. It's just going to happen. Problem with that is that we don't learn. See, if we don't experience this on a step-by-step process, because we're in physical body, we won't learn. And that's not what we came here to do. And as I have stated before, we are reprogramming ourselves knowingly. We're aware that what we're doing is reprogramming ourselves. We're not into a revengeful climate. We're not cantankerous, irritated. We've embraced it. And now we begin the process of reprogramming ourselves, which means we then begin to ascend. We discover that we are enlightened beings within these bodies. We don't become enlightened. We discover that we are enlightened beings that never die. And that's part of our programming. We choose to do it. It's not like somebody is saying, holding a gun to your head saying, you do this. You come into your own and you embrace yourself. And of course, you deeply, eternally love yourself. And you have forgiven all the stuff that a lot of us will drag with us through life. And we've surrendered it all. And it's great. And then we move further within, and we become more and more aware. True heart-mindedness. And we discover more and more, and then we open the door deep within through the soul to meet the God that we are. And once that occurs, you have ascended. You know, without any doubt at all, that you are the God, the pure consciousness, the kingdom of God, the heaven, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, in that very now moment. It's not a guess, okay? It's not a what if. It is genuine, and it is your reality. This is our ascension. And remember, as we send this out amongst each other, it affects everything around us. The planet starts to transform. The life begins to transform. More life starts to appear. More energy begins to flow. Things that were once tainted and obscured become clear and refined. This is that we affect everything outside of us since we have discovered that we are the God. That's supremely powerful. And then we shift in our perspectives and how we feel, our direction. We are completely the whole package. There is nothing that we need to go find outside of ourselves. We have it all. We are completely aware of that, and we are in heart-mind. And it's almost like your heart is glowing, beaming, in deep gratitude and deep eternal love. And all this stuff that came with the ego mind, which is great that we were able to experience that and learn from it, so that through our heart minds we mastered the ego mind. we mastered our thoughts. So we are at total peace at that point. Complete freedom. No bars around our hearts. No walls exist anymore. They were all illusions anyway that we put up to protect our egos. So in this quiet time of the meditation, focus, of course, on your breath rising and falling. But open your heart and feel the bliss and joy of the God that you are within that body. I'll join the meditation, and I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. An easy and slow breath out through the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body. Focus on your breath rising and falling. What's essential in this life is to believe in who you are. What's necessary in life is to honor who you are. The most powerful thing in this life is to behave like who you are. What transforms life is to act from who you are. What's the next step in this life is to take inspired actions that make your heart sing. And always remember, if you do not know who you are, then all actions are meaningless. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here Sunday, February 2, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you nor outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.